Hi, everyone. It's Denise from Adobe Books. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tag Tuesday. And today I'm going to do a tag. And if I could just take a moment and apologize for this hair. I actually had it down earlier today as well as yesterday, but we've had some heat going on here in Southern California, and it's not humid here. Okay, it's not humid. But I think because as someone with curly hair, I have lots of hair and it's fine hair, and I'm guessing that because of that, I have more strands than your average person. I don't get a lot of ventilation to the scalp. And I developed this lovely hothouse effect on my scalp, which gives this wonderful environment for curly hair to absolutely frizz. It's useless to even put my hair down. It's just this poof ball, and I look ridiculous. So it's up and it's looking as good as it can. So it's probably going to look like that, I'm guessing, over the summer months, but we'll see. It only looks good the day I wash it. That's it. So there's that. All right, I'm going to do a tag. I'm going to do the most recent tag that I was tagged in, and that was by Robert G., reader of books. And Bob posted this on, was it Sunday or Monday? I don't quite remember. It's an original one by Bob. And he says, this is a variation on a prompt which often shows up in tags about reading habits. He said, I thought I would expand on it a little. So let's go. Number one, do you listen to music while you read? Is it a necessity and why? I was never able to read or study or take an exam when there was music in the background. It could have been soft classical music, it could have been piano, obviously nothing that, like rock music, pop music, obviously none of that either. I can't do it. My brain has never been able to filter um, through the music and just kind of put it to the back and bring the focus more, or my attention, to what I'm studying or reading. I just was never able to do that. And I think maybe last month or 2 months ago, I had a moment where there were several minutes where I was able to do that. And I remember, sort of like when you come to the surface and you're like, wow, there was noise and I tuned it out. So as a rule, I cannot have any noise in the background. Um, Number two, is there a special kind of music you prefer when reading, rock, classical? You know what? There have been times when I have played music so softly in the background that you're not sure you're hearing it. And I know it sounds weird, but when I'm feeling especially anxious, if I turn on Gregorian chant, I find I start to come down, if you will. It does it for me. It's just very calming. And I'm also thinking, because music has sensed different waves through the air, that the waves that are coming from Gregorian chant affect my own energy levels, I guess you could say. I know it sounds very new agey, but the energy that I have when I'm anxious is probably like crazy, right? So when you turn on Gregorian chant, which is this very, it's a flowing kind of calming, peaceful, it's a different flow. And I think that's why it works so well for me. I'm trying to think if I have ever turned on, the sound bowls, Tibetan sound bowls. I've played that too, but I don't recall if I was reading at the time. I know that I had to try to relax and calm down because I tend to be anxious. And I played that in the background as well. Just when I'm sitting or when I'm trying to just wind down, that also helps me as well. It's extremely relaxing for me. So it's probably, maybe, perhaps it would put me to sleep if I played it while trying to read. I'll have to find out. Number three, is there a particular kind of music you would never listen to when you read? Pop, rock, rap, What's another word for it? I don't know. I'm not up to speed with modern music terms. Um, ranchera music, which I really don't listen to, but I know what I'm familiar enough with it. Um, I know when I play Mexican music a little more towards the traditional side, it wakes me up and I just want to cry and I want to sing. So I can't play that music if I'm trying to focus on something else. It just wouldn't work. Um, Number 4, do you read in silence? Is the quiet necessary and why? Yes. As a rule, I read in silence. The quiet is necessary, and I really know the difference. When I've read in silence, how much I'm comprehending is markedly different than when I have even music playing softly in the background. And why is that? I don't know. I know as a child, I was often easily distracted, and I've never been officially diagnosed, but I suspect that I had ADHD, and it manifests differently in girls than it does in boys. And I think maybe if that is in fact what I have, then that has played a big role in my inability to focus on something while something else is trying to catch my attention. I can multitask, I can do that, but no, when it comes to studying and reading, that has to be the only thing that I'm expending some energy on. So, and number 5, a scenario. You're reading in a public place, a cafe, the park, on public transportation, on a plane, and someone begins playing music or a live band begins to play. What's your reaction? I stop reading. I know it's over at that point. That's happened so many times. Even though I've still tried to go back to that book, I'm reading the same paragraph over and over again, and then then I'm like, all right, this isn't going to work. So just sort of sit back and try to enjoy this or go to a different location. It's just not going to happen. And number 6, does it matter to you at all whether music is playing or not? Essentially, yes. There have been times, for example, that I've been in the Barnes and Noble cafe and I'm reading through a book. And I don't know what it is, but I do better in that scenario than I would if I were, let's say, at a Starbucks cafe, regular cafe. And I'm not sure why, because it's the same elements. You have people's conversations in the background, you have their music playing above, there's movement around. So I'm not quite sure, but my guess, this is just off the top of my head, I go to Barnes and Noble so many times in a month because I just love being there, even if all I do is, purchase an Americano and, I don't know, a snack or whatever. I think my brain has grown accustomed to that ambiance, and it's learning how to filter a little bit better. That's my initial top of my head guess on that. So there's that. And any one of you who might be interested in doing this tag, please feel free. I won't be leaving a list this time, but please help yourselves, people. If this is something that you're intrigued by, it's like, oh boy. And you don't have to quote me. You can go ahead and mention Bob. He is the originator of this. And I'm so glad I got to hang out with you guys. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.